4,500. 4,500. Resistance above at 08, 16, 25, 34. Support below at 92, 82, 71, and 61. Pivot 45 even. Support 44.92, 82, 71, and 61. Resistance on the upside at 08, 16, 25, and 34. All right, welcome some of the new folks that are here. We are trading mini S&Ps here, scalping the market. We're looking for about 3 or 4 points on our trades here, on our scalps, using the levels that we gave out, plus any price action opportunities that might occur once the market paints some bars. The combination of both of those gives us about maybe, well, lately it's been a lot more. We like to average about 4 or 5 trades a day, but lately we've been averaging a lot more than that because of the volatility that's in the market. So, we're scalping the market, basically. That's what we're trying to do here, trying to find these areas of inflection to create opportunity for us to scalp the market. Now, for 3 or 4 points is a minimum. Obviously, if you can trade multiple contracts and you have the ability to scale out of some contracts and keep some on, gives you a better chance of getting a little bit more than 3 or 4 points on some of these trades. So it all depends on the risk tolerance of each individual. Everybody here trades differently than the other, so there's not one set way or one right or wrong way of doing it. You have to find the right level of risk that suits your risk tolerance, and then trade that accordingly to maximize profits. If you look at the chat box area, you will see the levels that we printed there for you. As we swiftly come down here to the 92 area is our first support level. I mean, it's an area, so there's nothing perfect. So we like to scale into an area, right? That's what we do here on an everyday basis, and a nice rotation there. If you scaled in maybe around 93, giving us a little bit of a pop back up here. And nice little quick pop back up here to the 96 area. So we're scaling into an area. So you're not going, it all depends on your risk tolerance. I keep saying that everybody here trades a little bit differently. So hopefully you scaled in around, if you're trading one lots, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're trading one lots and you had 92, I get it. You didn't get filled. Obviously, we got down to the 93 area there and rotated back up. If you did scale in, you scaled in at maybe the top end there, maybe even better than that. You got into 93. Again, because of the volatility and because of the way the markets are trading these days, we're scaling in about a point and a half from our level, and that way we don't miss a level in case it rotates down to it. So that's what we do here on an everyday basis. Like I said, we got down to 93 and then popped back up. And obviously now we're coming to retest the 92 area here. Again, you have to maybe enter a lot better, or if it's too risky for you, then you just leave it alone and we'll wait for the next opportunity to trade, which would be down at the 82 area. Again, everybody trades just a little bit differently. Once a level has been triggered, it's not as strong as it was the first initial rotation to it. So if you laid off of the 92 area because of the fact that we got down to 93, that makes sense. We like rotations back to those levels first time to them, not go retest, especially in the morning. The morning hours are a lot trickier. The volatility is a lot faster, and you have to kind of keep that in mind as you're trading here, as the markets are swiftly kind of hit levels, and you have to be on top of it and make sure you keep your stops in place. So again, if you did get filled at 93 and you canceled your orders, I get it. Now we're next level on the downside we have is 82. If you kept the level in there, that's fine. Then to keep your stops in place, right? We always talk about keeping your stops in place. You're always going to have other opportunities, so it's not like if you get stopped out, we're not going to have a chance, especially these days because the markets are quickly zooming around all over the place. Next level on the downside we have is at the 82 area. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. We are scalping the market. So the first couple bars, once the market opens up here at 8:30, they do move swiftly and quickly. So you have to stay on your toes, understand the risk involved here. And what we try to do in our education course is explain the risk, explain to you when you would leave a trade in, when you would cancel it, when you would adjust it. You can tweak it a little bit based on the price action. So even though we give you these levels, they're not etched in stone. We obviously can adapt to market volatility with them. There's always an opportunity there to understand what the markets are, why these levels are working, why they wouldn't work, and that's what we try to explain here in our education course for you. All right, it got down to we'll get down to about 86 area there and rotated back up. Again, depending on what your risk tolerances are, maybe you got in at 93. Maybe if you adjusted downwards here in the retest, again, retests are not what we like to try to do. If a level got triggered and we traded it, or some people were able to get in, and even if you didn't get in, obviously, if you're more risk averse, you're going to cancel that order and wait for the next opportunity. Because let's say you missed the scale on the top end or the lower end, depending on which way the markets are going, and you consequently cancel your order. Again, depending on your risk tolerance. Everybody's got different risk tolerances here. Nobody here trades the same way. So understand that. Hopefully understand that. All right, the market did rotate down to the 92. They got down to 86. Maybe if you adjusted on your entry point at the lower end of the range, you were able to buy some below the 92 area. If you went for the retest and did hold our green band there, and we did have a little backup with the blue band and hourly if you were looking to jump in. Again, everybody here nobody trades the same. I keep saying that. So there's different ways of entering your trades and not, but we did initially go down to 93 and then rotated back up to give us our 3 points. And then the market went down and retested. All right. So now we're kind of hovering here in the range that we've been at overnight for the most part. We'll see what the market wants to do. It's coming off of a couple of very volatile weeks. As far as trading is concerned, volatile means opportunity. Actually, for traders, sometimes if the volatility is a little bit too great and it's beyond your risk tolerance, and you have to wait a little bit for the market to settle down. We talked about that a couple weeks ago when the markets were really whipping around with all that news that was hitting the market. And the kind of things have settled down a little bit yet last week, but they're still moving around quite a bit. And but it's a little bit more contained. I don't know if that's the right word, but it is what it is. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We are looking so we're scalping the market. Markets are we're not trying to hit home runs here and try to take 20 or 30 points on the trades, even though if you do get in and you do scale and you do get in at a good level or a good area, there's a good chance you can take a lot more than 3 or 4 points on some of these trades with the way the volatility has been lately. Next level on the downside we have is down at 82. The resistance area is up at the 08 area, kind of in the middle here, retesting our pivot. The middle here is the middle, kind of, like what I like to call the no trade zone as we come back up here and test the pivot area again. If you look at the chat box area, you will find the levels that we imprinted there for us. They're there to help us guide us through the day and kind of looking for areas that we feel might be important that the market might trade up against and give us an opportunity to scalp areas of chances, as we did come back up here to our pivot. And again, depending on how much risk you're taking and what your risk tolerances are, we did have a nice retest of our pivot off of a low or off of a level, and that worked very nicely if you got a little short there against it. Again, we're looking for the levels and also price action opportunities. The price action opportunities are a little bit more riskier than the levels that we have. The levels could get risky, again, depending on how you manage them, but we did have a nice rotation there against our first rotation to our pivot and also our first rotation to our blue band there. So that's a nice little trade. Nice, Don. What happened? What are you? Very impressive that you used the blue band there for you. Nice. All right, so nice little rotation against our area there, against the 45 even area. Again, everybody here has their different risk tolerances, so depends if you're looking for trades. If there are opportunities, like I said earlier, it's just a matter of being patient and waiting for them, and maybe you were able to jump in. All right, let's see here if there's any other news coming out this morning. There's no other news coming out this morning. Bond, the 10-year yield is up to 192. So a nice pop up in yields after hanging around the 175 area for a bit. Concerns about the Fed raising rates is slowly seeping into the bond market. So we'll see what that brings. Level on the upside that we have resistance is up at the even area. The 08 area. I'm sorry. That's our next first level of resistance on the upside. That's what we'll be looking at as level of resistance. If I knew we were going to rotate from the lows to the highs, I would have told you to hang on. We're just looking to scalp these opportunities here. So again, everybody trades differently. Keep saying that because it's an important aspect that everybody says, oh, well, you didn't tell us to do this or you didn't tell us to do that. The point of our education course is for me not to tell you to do anything, for you to tell yourself what to do, to be able to find the trades independent of myself, and to do to try to recognize those opportunities when the market presents themselves, and then you take those opportunities according to your risk tolerance and how you get in, how you get out. So that's what we try to do here. We try to explain the opportunities in the trade, in the market, based on the technical analysis that we do, and we show you how to find the levels. We show you how to look for opportunities to trade in the market with price action opportunities. And the goal of our education course is for you to become an independent trader. That's what the goal is here, to try to find areas of importance that you could scalp the market off of, and maybe even sometimes, depending on the situation, be able to hang on for a little longer opportunity, because the markets have been moving around a lot lately. They will tighten up, trust me. Things will become somewhat tighter as far as ranges are concerned and opportunities, but right now the markets are moving around, giving us nice chances here. All right, again, back into the zone here, this range, I should say. So this is like the no trade zone over here, because it could go either way. It could rotate up, could rotate back down. I don't have any opinion in the middle of this range. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat box. We don't mind questions. As we swiftly come back down here again, kind of just chopping around here a little bit. What happened on Friday? Well, the jobs report gave another surprise or sowed more distrust in economic forecast. Non-farm payrolls came in at 467,000 compared to the average consensus of 150,000, with many predicting a figure much, much worse than that. In the days prior, the Biden administration also sought to um, put the public at ease with weak figures due to the surge in Omicron cases during the data period when millions were calling out sick, quarantining, or caring for others. Our country is taking everything that COVID has at us, has to throw at us, and we've come back stronger. The president said that the White House following the report, if you can't remember another year when so many people went to work in this country, there's a reason for it. It's never happened. Stocks powered higher on the news on Friday, though futures inched lower overnight as traders were quick to price in the aggressiveness of the rate hikes that are to come into play here to cool an overheating economy. Wage growth soared 5.7%. In January a year earlier, nearly doubling the average of about 3% before the pandemic hit, while payrolls for the prior month were revised up by a cumulative 709,000. Wow. The market even pricing in 1 in 3 chance that the Fed might hike a full 50 basis points in March. 1 in 3 chance that the Fed might go 50 basis points. That's a big number. That is a big number. 50 basis points in March. But hey, the market's not going to be too surprised by it, I don't think, now that they're talking about it. The report not only indicated the payrolls were way more than anyone could have imagined, but there were exceptional strength in earnings, which has to add growing concern among the Fed officials about the upward pressure on inflation, said some economist. As we are dancing around our pivot area here, the next level on the upside we have is 08 resistance. Downside, really nothing down till 82. It's just chopping around in this little range here. We've had some quick opportunities this morning if you were trading with us early on. The latest non-farm payrolls could suggest that the labor shortages might ease across the United States in 22. The old figure does not reflect the entire picture of jobs landscape. Several other indicators help give clarity to the numbers like the unemployment rate, wage growth, labor force participation rate. Big revisions to the reports have also increased during the pandemic, with a significant amount of 145,000 businesses that the Labor Department relies on not reporting data in a timely fashion, or not at all. 145 businesses not reporting. No wonder. As a result, the agency has to guess, and the payroll size is leading to elevated margins of error and tougher policy decisions. Wow. It's good to see that they're making up numbers. Good to know, anyway, for whoever's predicting what these numbers are going to be. That's hilarious, actually. They're making up numbers. You gotta love it. All right, we're bouncing around here again, just kind of, you don't know what we're gonna do. And again, nothing too great. I'm not too excited about much here. Just be patient. Opportunities when the market presents them for us. Next support level on the downside we have is down at the in the 82 area. Okay, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. It's my chips that I'm playing with. Chips. As I wait for something to happen, I'm playing with my chips. No clicking. There, Hilmar. Easy does it. Don't start. Don't start. Do not start with me. Chips. Chips. Isn't that saying that come back? Well, they're having a bad quarter, a bad year. They're trying to, come up with something different, with this metaverse stuff. Who knows how that's going to work out? Buy your own space in the metaverse. God knows who you're going to live next to. It's, I don't know. They're going out way out on a limb here. With who knows? What can I tell you? All right, again, we're just stuck in this little range. Maybe 92 area was at first level of support. Also was our settlement price. If you were very aggressive there, I mean, there was a reason to trade, somewhat very thin reason. Everybody has different reasons to trade, right? Everybody trades the same. Depends on how aggressive you want it to be. And if you look at the, oh my God, not you too, Don. Don't start with this big dog thing. See what you started there, Helmar? Yeah. All right, Don. I'll remember that. All right, we swiftly coming up here to the 08 area. Again, if you're trading, you're scaling in. If you're not, you're waiting for 08, that's fine too. Everybody trades differently, right? Hanging out with Snoop Dogg. Oh, you guys are just all right. With nice rotation there against the, got up to 7 and popped back down. I guess I'm missing these things by a point today. Maybe some of you were able to scale in there against our level. I wish I could tell you I was a little bit more perfect, but I can't. Got right down to up to 7 and then rotated off. Sorry about that. If you were looking for 08, again, we talked about scaling around the layer area. Same thing happened with the 92 before, got down to 93, rotated back up. Hopefully, again, here got up to 07, rotated back down. Again, if you're trading and you just missed it, understand there's more risk involved now as we go and retest. If you're going to take it at all, if you're not going to take it, then that's okay. Wait for the next opportunity. Or, as you can see, we're going to get opportunity. It's not like we're lacking opportunity here. Just be patient. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. again, you have to understand the risk involved here. And can you discuss today's today's VIX based stop? Well, again, the volatility in the market is going to determine what our stops would be. I think the last week or so, last 2 days, 2 or 3 days, markets have, they're moving around, but they're not running away from an area. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, they were really, the slippage was occurring that was much greater than it has been over the last week or so. So it's not, hasn't been that bad as far as slippage is concerned. All we're trying to do is maintain slippage involved. And when we tell you what your stops should be, we're trying to incorporate the volatility in the market on any given day. And that's always, there's no set way of doing that, right? There's no right or wrong way. It's based on basically a little bit of experience, what I feel that might be happening, might not be happening as we come off. Now, if you did get 08, if you did have 08, you're getting a nice rotation here off of the 08 area. So maybe some of you kept the 08 and were able to take advantage of that little rotation here. If you adjusted upwardly and you didn't get, let's say, 9 or 10, then be a little bit careful as it goes retest that now. So if you kept the 08, you get a nice rotation off of it. So again, based on, I think, experience in the market, I think there's no set way of determining volatility. I just think you have to take each day as it comes. Got to look at the volatility overnight. You got to see if there's any news coming out, how the market's reacting to the various fundamentals that are out there. And right now we're talking about interest rates and stuff like that. And so you can kind of arbitrarily, there's no, like I said, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. But based on the VIX trading in the mid-20s, the mid-20s gives us about a 3 or 4 or 5 point stop area. So, whoa, quickly rotating down here to the even area. Pop really quick there. Again, nice rotation there against our 08 area. VIX is down to the 23 handle. So, and something's out, right? Let's quick little bounce here. I don't know what's going on, but something's up. So again, keep your stops in place no matter what trade you are taking. Doesn't really matter. And that way you don't get in it, or you don't get surprised by one of these quick rotations here that you're not looking, not expecting, don't know why it's happening. I wish I could tell you it was going to happen, right? Again, we just don't know when these situations are occurring and why they're even occurring. But they happen. All right. So we came off of the 08 area very quickly and swiftly. Again, if you look at the chat box area, for those of you who might have come in a little bit late, we're going to repeat the levels in the chat. All right there, Philip. I appreciate your comments every day, obviously. I appreciate you leaving early, too. That's even better for me. I like it when our traders leave early. It means you made your quota or trade amount that you were looking for. So somebody here got a little bit nervous there. They hiccuped. They sold a whole bunch and right back up here. Not really surprised. The markets are really kind of have these moments where, you know, somebody decided they wanted to sell something because they got to the high and they reached the target, and then they all of a sudden they jump in there with their orders and kind of sell everything off. So they did flash it down to 95 and pop it right back up here. This is what happens when we don't know. You know, we don't know these things are going to happen. You just have to keep your stops in place if you're taking any trade, and trade them accordingly. Let's see. So we can talk. So that's it as far as economic news is concerned. So there's nothing coming out today. This week, there's going to be a inflation number. I'll try to figure out what day it's coming out. All right, so just again, this is what I like to call a no trade zone. We tested our 08 on the top side, we tested our 92 on the downside, and now basically we're just floating around this range here. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat box. I hope I answered the question in regards to the VIX and the stops, Patrick. All right, market just bouncing around here a little bit. Kind of floating back into this little area here that kind of is Chop City. And I like to stay away from the chop if we can. Hello there, Asimo. Welcome to our trading room. We are trading equity futures, mini S&Ps here. We were on the floor of the exchange. I don't know if you've ever traded futures before, but if you are interested in trading, that's you've come to the right place. And there are the levels that we're using as a guide to the day. If you look at the chat box area, again, we can add to them, subtract from them, tweak them, delete them, adjust them like you've been seeing that we've been adjusting our levels because we just missed them. We did get up to the 08 there and that nice rotation here off of it. And right now we're in the little area here that I like to call no trade zone area. That market really could do anything. It's hanging around both sides of our pivot here at even, so kind of going nowhere fast. But it does move fast. It has moments where it moves fast, right? What can we do? We can't do anything about it. We just have to react to them, adjust to the opportunities, be ready for opportunities if you do get those quick rotations someplace. Okay, we're just kind of hanging around our pivot area here. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box area. I don't mind questions. there are times when you trade the pivot area, and there are times when you don't. And right now is a time that you don't, because it really is not really telling us much at this point. NTZ, no trade zone. NTZ. Oh, TZ, you got them both. Okay, very good. You must be like a pilot or something, because you like, acronyms. Every city has an acronym. Now you've got acronyms for our trading. VC, Chop City, GNF, going nowhere fast. Okay, I like that. NTZ, no trade zone. You're good. You're good there, Omar. Very good. Oh, wow. Every time you think we're going to get right back up to that 7 area, and somebody's got some selling to do up there. They keep flushing it down. Is it the same person? I don't know. But he's selling a bunch. And look, if you have to sell a bunch, what you got, 40, 30s, 20s, and each, maybe if you have to sell 1,000, you're going to gap it like it does. That's why we keep gapping down here a little bit, because there's a big order coming into the market to unload, and it gaps it down here a bit. So it's coming up here again, held a pivot area, got down to 97, 98, then rotated back up. Again, picking your spots is very important when you're trading. Patience is very important. Next level on the upside we have as resistance is up at the 16 area. Really down here, I got no, I mean, could go right below the pivot and rotate it out. You can see the ranges we've been trading at, so I got nothing as far as support down below. I'd be looking at, well, a really good support level would be down at 82. That's the next support level that I have. Coming right back here to our pivot. Very going nowhere fast. Would I ever have the pleasure of working with the market wizards? I think I have. I'm not quite sure of all the names on that book, but I think I've had the opportunity to trade with a few of them. You're bringing up a book from the past here. I've been actually lucky to trade with a lot of awesome traders who probably could write their own book, and they are their own market wizard. So I've been fortunate to be around a lot of very exceptional traders. Linda Raschke, is that who you're talking about? Yeah, I met her. I met her a couple times. We were doing some shows. She was doing some show, and we were there with her. And Sure, she doesn't know who I am. I didn't have a book. I didn't write a book at the time. I still don't have a book. So yeah, I don't get it. I don't get in awe of too many people because I've been around so many good traders. I mean, there's so many traders that, like I said, you don't even know about. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I know she's, again, you get popular writing books. That's nice. You write books about trading and then you go meet traders, right? And you've never traded in the pit before. So what does that tell you? You write a book about trading, but you never traded in the pit before. But you got a name. You wrote a book about trading. Anyway, she's a nice woman when I met her. All right, we are again just staying in this range, kind of going nowhere fast. Don't really have an opinion here. Next level on the downside we have is down at the 82 area. All right, market again, just kind of slipping around all over the place here. The next support level we have is down at the 82 area. All right. Chopping around here a little bit. Patience is important. We don't like to overtrade, and then we give ourselves, the commissions to the brokerage houses, which we don't like to do. All right, we got ourselves in a little bit of a range here. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat box area, especially when things slow down a little bit. Don't mind questions. All right. Really kind of a quiet day and very range boundy here, but at least we've had some nice opportunities. All right. Just bouncing around here. Again, we have to wait for opportunities to trade. It's not a good, we don't look for just trading for trading's sake. We have our levels that we gave out. We had a few price action opportunities that occurred. And again, we like to average, I'd say 4 or 5 trades a day. Lately, we've been doing that a lot more than 4 or 5 trades. So, they're out there. We just have to be patient and wait for them. And then when we get into a little trade where it's sidewinding like this, there's that we can just have to be patient and wait for the market to give us a little bit of an opportunity for us to get involved. Otherwise, we just have to be patient and wait. Very difficult to say that you want to trade this range game here because it could extend or expand at any moment. And so we don't want to get involved at the wrong time. And get yourself in trouble, especially if we've had a pretty decent morning so far. Just with our levels are getting triggered, I think we should have done okay with them. We are trading mini S&Ps, looking for opportunities to scalp the market based on ebbs and flows that occur in the market. Gave our levels that we gave out this morning as a guide to the day, and then there are price action opportunities that occur. And we put together this methodology and teach it in our education course to help you become an independent trader. We show you where to find levels. We show you, make you understand why they would work, why you'd have to tweak them sometimes, why you'd have to adjust them. And then the goal of our education course is for you to become an independent trader, to understand the opportunities that the market presents itself. And sometimes it presents more opportunities than others. And sometimes it's basically telling you to sit on your hands and wait. Again, coming back up here to our pivot area. Very, very quiet little trade. Kind of ran through before it. So again, the pivot area is not, it could work, but it's not something, it's a lot more riskier right now than it was earlier. It's just basically the market is trading on both sides of our pivot here. Those of you who might have just missed the levels, maybe we can repeat the levels in the chat. If you look at the chat box area, you will find the levels that we are using as a guide to the day. In a minute. Maybe. There they are. Thank you. And those are a guide to the day, and we add to those. We can tweak them a little bit. We can adjust them based on the price action, but they are a guide to our trading day, and this is where we're trading S&P futures here, equity futures. Like I said, this is like the no trade zone over here right now. Okay. All right. Again, market is just chopping around here a little bit. Very difficult little trade going on right now. If you're looking for a trade, this is a tough area to get involved in. We have to be patient. Upside resistance, we already tested the 08 on the upside. So we're looking at 16 areas of next level of resistance. And like I said, this area here is just a little chop area. Oh, where's that gap there, Don? Okay. Oh, we kind of held, again, we're trading on both sides of our pivot. So very kind of a neutral kind of situation here for us. It's really very tough to try to know which way we are going to go, or we could just be in this. We could just kind of stay in this range all day. You know, you never know. But we've had some nice opportunities this morning, so we can't complain that much for a Monday morning after unemployment. Usually have been historically very bad trade as far as trading is concerned, but again, with the volatility these days, anything is possible. Just never know when we're going to get busy. Just stay on your toes, wait for opportunities that the market might help create for us instead of us trying to create opportunities to get us in trouble. I guess that's the difference here. All right, coming right back here to our pivot area. It's been a while since we've been in this range like this, but nothing wrong with that. Kind of need a break from the craziness every day. I mean, that's how I feel. You don't necessarily have to feel that way. But we're not going to be, crazy busy every day. Let's hope. I mean, we have been. All right, now we've extended here, held the pivot area, quickly coming back up here. Got up to that 9 area quick and then flush it back down. Again, you never know when these flashes of volatility are going to be brought into the market. Next level of resistance we have on the upside is up at the 16 area. Somebody asked last week, do we have these, how do you have these orders in the market? They're already in place. So my levels are, as far as the 16 area, my orders are already in place. So when we get these quick moves that we don't expect, and you never know when you're going to get a quick move, my orders are already in place, and maybe we get a quick pop up to it or down to it, and we get filled and get a nice quick opportunity. But again, if it's too risky, at the same time, my orders also have their stops in place if they get triggered. So I'm not like, putting an order in blindly and not watching or expecting something to happen. My orders have their stops in place once they get triggered. So, as well as the profit targets as well, at least initially. And then I can always adjust those. If I feel like we're going to rotate back down, and I could maybe keep 1 or 2 left and try to squeeze a little bit more out of it. Again, different ways of managing a trade. There's putting on a trade, getting your orders in, and then obviously there's managing a trade. How you manage it, how you deal with it. It's all part of the process. I missed the first half of it. Oh. We do, yes. We are here every day, every trading day. We are trading many S&Ps. We are. I used to trade on the floor, the exchange, but because of the way things have drifted towards electronic trading, we shifted our focus more here to do this trading room. We do this every day, so if you missed it and you want to join us tomorrow morning, we start at 8:30 Chicago time when the markets opened up. Well, we start a little bit before, but yeah. And We trading equity futures here. No problem. All right. Market pushed up, got 12 out and 12 and change, 13 actually. And coming back down here a little bit. We have the next low resistance area is up at the 16 area. Very, very choppy here. Woo, very choppy. Ooh, very choppy. Yeah, well, you never know when when these opportunities or trades are. I mean, this volatility gets pushed into the market. Happens every time. You never know. Again, they seem to push it down every time there is some kind of high or low. All the orders come. Might be the same guy trying to sell a whole bunch up your nose. It seems like they flush it down every opportunity they can off of a high or something. Will it continue to happen? I don't know. Just saying. It seems like it does has been happening at like this. And then it just kind of floats back up here to the pivot area. I wish I could tell you that it's going to always come back to the pivot, but it has today, but not necessarily the case all the time. All right, we are got back into the chop zone area here. Amazing. Again, if you look at the chat box here, you will find the levels that we're using as a guide to the day. We inched up to what is it, the 13 area. Well, got up to 13. We have 16 on the upside there, so got a little ways to go, and then we flushed it all the way back down here. And now we're just in this little chop area. right, see here, we're just kind of now getting in the same range we were at for most of the morning. So let's be patient. We got to go. Next level of resistance on the upside is up at the 16 area. And next support level will be down at the 82 area. And kind of in the middle here, or in the middle, hanging around our pivot. So kind of very neutral as far as we're concerned. Again, we have to wait for the market to give us opportunity. We don't go create opportunity. We can only trade it. Same with the volatility. We can't control volatility. We only trade the volatility, and sometimes it's more volatile than others, and we have to adjust our trading to the volatility that's out there. And right now, it's kind of a little quiet, range bound. Nothing wrong with that. We've been exceptionally busy here over the last week and a half or so, or 2 weeks. The market may be taking a little bit of a breather, trying to decide which way, where it wants to go. Still moving around, but you have to pick your spots, be patient, and wait for the opportunities.
Hey, a couple quick shout outs and programming notes. Want to welcome those that are coming in today as subscribers and guests. Guests, if you're interested in switching over, make sure you do it. We only have a few of the links left today to be able to give out. So if you have a link, make sure you use it. Get yourself all set up. Got a great opportunity for you and a discount. It's usually $3.99 a month here. Right now it's on for $150 if you can get the link. It does roll over at $150, so you'll be all set. If you decide to go out a little further and do the 3-month subscription, then it's $125 a month. So it's $400 for 3 months. It leads me to the question of opportunity. If you haven't made your money today versus any subscription price, the $3.99 or the $150, then you may be interested in joining us in Saul's mentoring and his training. Saul provides himself. He provides a private Zoom classroom, and he works with you and helps you, whether you're a new trader or an experienced trader, with a goal of helping you develop what we call consistent profitability. Saul generally is looking at a minimum trading profit on his trades of 2 points plus, but that can expand based on market action activity, momentum, and follow through on a particular trading day. He adjusts and sets his stops. He can adjust and tweak his proprietary scalping levels. He gives them out in the right around the cash open. Today he had 45 even was his pivot, 45 even. He had above at resistance at 08, 16, 25, and 34. Support below at 44.92, 82, 71, and 61. Those become the areas of interest for Saul in his own trading. Those are the areas where he has loaded them into his software. He calls them levels and zones because there's an adaptation that happens based on the price movement, action of price, momentum of price in the S&P 500 E-mini. Also, he adjusts and tweaks based on the reality of what's happening in and around his levels. Saul is here to make money for himself based on his own trading, and he is available to you as a trade-along from an educational point of view only, a trade-along partner during the morning session. And he gives out his proprietary scalping levels. And then he works with you as he adjusts and tweaks those levels. And the goal here is to help you focus on where the rubber meets the road at the price action level of the trade. We have individuals coming in here that have their own trading technique that they put to use. They also have the ability to learn Saul's technique if they so choose. So the first order of business here is to sign up and be part of Saul's friends and family in this Trade Along live session, or be part of this Trade Along live session. I do have a couple discount links left, so make sure you raise your hand. If you have a discount link, make sure you get it set up so you don't lose it. Hey, Johnny, how are you? We're focused on scalping the market intraday with the goal of making money and trying to help individuals bridge the gap between being trading losers, I guess, and being able to take home a profit at the end of the trading morning. And there is a opportunity for individuals to set up their own account with a broker, registered broker, and practice trade, and ultimately with the goal of being able to do this on your own and be able to have this as an opportunity for yourself, whether it's a serious hobby or a trading business. With the idea is that you can come to your screens for a couple hours, bank money for yourself, and go smile and whistle out in nature if you so choose after you've made your money for the day. Trading is risky. It's not for everybody. It is a serious business. It's about serious money. And we believe it can be taught. And Saul is a veteran trader of the trading pits in Chicago. He's been trading for 25 years. And there are individuals out there that believe Saul can teach them and work with them, hone them, skill them into serious traders. And I guess, if you look at the platform or look at a platform, it is a tool. In my opinion, it's like the difference between being a gambler pulling a one-armed bandit or a serious person who knows what they're doing and can interact based on knowledge, based on skill, based on, what would you call it? Some second nature, the art form. And it's the difference between being a fool, at the gaming tables and somebody who is serious and knows what they're doing and they can adjust and they have a sense of themselves and they have a technique and they apply it. And that's the same thing with trading. There are traders that come to the party and just sort of wing it and get deluded by their own delusions, or they seek out quite possibly an individual like Saul to help them become a serious, effective market participant. The instrument of choice here is the S&P 500 E-mini. We find that a great instrument that's been around for a while. It's a great instrument to apply discipline to, your discipline and skill, and be able to make money on the upside and the downside based on price movement. And Saul has developed a trading strategy for himself that he looks to apply on a daily basis. And he is up against the market just like you are. And he takes risk. He manages that risk based on his skill set. And he is available to teach individuals how to do that. Now, those that are in the know, those that are trading, those that are pointing somebody in the right direction to learn from somebody, will point to Saul and say, hey, go do what that guy does. Get down on bended knee and ask him if he'll be kind enough to teach you. People do it. Some people don't. Some people aren't made for it. Some people are. And you have to decide what's good for you. Now, the services here are nominal, right? So to be here on a daily basis, on a monthly basis is $399. I would say that if you didn't make $399 today and more, then you need help. You need to learn how to do this and do it better. And Saul can do that for you. He can help you help yourself based on your trading. If you're a new trader and you want to get set off on the right foot, then he can teach you from square one on what to do by being a subscriber first to this service, Trade Along Live session, and then review the website and take his course. It's called Mentoring and Training, where he takes you under his wing. He teaches you what to do, how to do it, why to do it, and then supports you as you apply it. And that's really a gem for individuals out there that are really looking and are serious about what they're trying to accomplish in 2 hours a day. We start here at 9 a.m. We go to 12 noon generally. This part, the Trade Along Live training or session. And the body of the trading happens between 9:30, the opening bell, where Saul gives out, actually I should say where Saul sets his levels for his own trading. And as a teaching tool, gives them out to individuals that come into the session as opportunity points and his conversation and his ability to walk and chew gum at the same time and also hold court based on this opportunity during the morning session between 9:30 and 11:30 on a daily basis. So really the only choice you have to make or an individual has to make is whether they want to be taught. And it's important enough to them to find somebody that can actually do it for them, and then somebody that'll take the time and work with you on an individualized basis to help you become the best you can be based on your makeup and talent. The same thing for pro golfers. They hire individual coaches to help them tighten up their short game. Teach them the fundamental, rework them, and then help them survive and excel on the pro golfing circuit. It's the same here with somebody that wants to, and has talent to be able to go into the pro circuit in gambling. There is a method to the madness, and you better know the method to the madness, and then make it your own, and you got a shot. Same thing that happens here. So it's really up to you. It's a contact sport when it comes to money, and you have to have what it takes. And you also need to know what the moves are, right? I equate a lot of day trading, intraday trading, trading the S&P 500 E-mini to the short game in golf. Because the short game in golf is great. And there are many opportunities to tune up and do better based on your short game. And individuals pay a lot of money to individuals to help them in their short game in golf. And it's quite frankly a lot more than somebody pays a month here to be part of this Trade Along live session. And ultimately a lot more than they pay for Saul to take you under his wing and teach you as an individual, as a person. But anyway, that's what we do every day, and hopefully that helps you. And Johnny, appreciate the question. And again, if you want the sign up to be able to get the discount, make sure you raise your hand. I'll send it out to you personally and privately. I've had a number of people do it today, so I appreciate it. Thank you. It's always good to know that individuals really understand what it takes to be able to teach you a craft where you can make money. And again, there's no guarantee anybody will make any money trading. Trading is an individual contact sport. And if you're good at it, great. You can learn, great. You can apply, great. And if you can't, you got to move on. In my opinion, anyway. So, Isaac, let me know what you want to do. Johnny, Kenneth, Larry, Maya, Patrick, Bill. And I'll be in the background if anybody needs me. And Don, thank you. And Saul. I mean, Saul, the one that needs the clap. Is it a clap back? No, clap back might be a bad thing. I don't know what they do. TradeAlongLive.com is the link to come in and register for this webinar, daily basis, and then we can take it from there. Thank you.